Do you ever feel the dread at the thought of sending your kids back to school? We hear so many horror stories about what kids have to deal with these days that it can make us feel like just wrapping up in a cotton wool to protect them all the time. Obviously, this isn't something that we can do, not realistically. Now, as a parent myself, I expect the school to take responsibility for my kids to create as safe an environment as possible. But many parents, like me, are still concerned about what they can do themselves to keep their children safe in schools. And that is fantastic for teachers because every adult who takes a positive active role in a child's life gives their child an extra layer of protection. After all, we all know that our role as child's protectors doesn't just end at the school gates. But kids also need to have some kind of independence and space for their own self-discovery. This is why a Wondershare FamiSafe app is a great tool for keeping an eye on our kids while still allowing them the privacy they deserve. But more on that later. For now, I would like to invite you to head over to our website and check out our Back to School campaign where FamiSafe is giving away over $1,100 in Amazon gift vouchers and a year's free subscription to the FamiSafe app. Plus, there's loads of runner-up prizes up for grabs, so go down to the description, check the link, and get on winning. Now, there are several things that can threaten our kids' safety at school, like the way they get to and from school, whether it's by car, bus, bike, or they're walking. As well, we all know that bullying is another major thing that we have to watch out for. To make things worse, these days bullying is also taking place online, meaning that if your child has access to technology like most kids do, then bullies can also bully them at the time of the day or night. And as much as we want to believe that our little darlings wouldn't do that themselves to others, they can become bullies and start bullying somebody else at school or online or both. And although this is rare, kids can be unsafe at school either due to the unsafe practices that school has in place, safety protocols, or because there are still bad teachers out there. So how can us parents help our kids to advocate for themselves in these sort of situations, and how can we help them keep safe so that we can drop off our kids at the school gates and we know that we've given them as good a start to the term as possible? How can we do that? Well, I'm here today to tell you 7 things to do to keep your kids safe at school. But before I do that, if you're finding this content useful so far, then please help us share it by clicking on the like button so that more parents can find this content, because it's important that this sort of advice is shared, and that way we can help as many kids and as many families as possible. So the first thing you should do is teach your child their emergency contact details. They should memorize the important numbers that they need. Do this even if they have a phone, because sometimes phones can get stolen and then all of those important numbers are gone. Also, make sure they know their full name, your full name and their address. You'll be surprised how many kids don't even know where they live. Well, they may remember the directions, but they don't know the address. Go over the routes to and from school with them. Make sure you tell them areas that you wouldn't want them to go because of safety concerns, such as bad neighborhoods or busy roads. Go over the alternative routes they should take if the roads are closed off or they see some sort of danger there. Make sure they know the route even without GPS on their phones. Definitely make sure they know the basic road safety rules and make a firm rule of no phones if they're walking or biking. So many accidents happen just because of that. I mean, YouTube is full of clips of people falling down the shafts or hitting poles. And if they catch a bus, then talk to them about what they should do if they miss it, who they should inform at the school, what number they should call to let their family know. If they normally arrive home before the rest of the household, then set up a time for them to contact you to let you know that they've arrived home safely. Remind them of the basic safety precautions that we've all been taught since we were little, like don't talk to strangers, don't accept lifts from people they don't know, and don't let strangers in the house. It all seems so obvious, right? But a lot of time we forget that most of the things that we tell our kids go in one ear and come out the other. And sometimes the things that seem too obvious, like they surely must know this or this, can also be taken for granted. I mean, kids are kids. Familiarize yourself with the school safety and security protocols, including the school's emergency procedures. Then teach them to your kids. If the school has any safety measures to follow, and I should hope that they do, then talk to your kids about the different situations that might occur and how to deal with them. Sometimes children learn and act upon these safety measures better than adults around them. One of the best things you can do is to talk to your child. Keeping open lines of communication between the two of you will let them know that if anything is happening to them, then they can come to you for help. There is somebody to talk to. Encourage them to talk to you about their day in detail rather than the monosyllabic responses that many kids normally give. If you have any concerns, then arrange a meeting with their teacher or principal to go over them. Talk to them about what to do if they feel unsafe or are even just uncomfortable with the situation, whether that's removing themselves from a situation, calling you or someone they trust, or even calling the police. Teach them to trust their instincts. Educating your child about bullying doesn't just mean talking to them about different forms of bullying and how to deal with it. It also means teaching your children to respect others. Children who are brought up in families that encourage empathy, kindness, and positive actions don't tend to become bullies themselves. Many kids are bullied because of perceived differences, whether that's race, gender, disabilities, sexuality, or their physical appearance. So encouraging your child to be tolerant of others will probably stop them from bullying others as well. Obviously, you should also talk to them about what to do if they are bullied themselves. Maybe even role-play the situations, as this can give them the confidence to follow through on any advice you give them, not to mention the fact that they will remember it much better. Teach them to resolve conflicts without fighting, and if anything happens, tell them who they should talk to about all of those situations, whether that's a teacher, the school cafeteria worker, or to call you directly. The main thing is to let them know that you will help them to resolve these situations, that you got their back. We have an article on our website that gives you some useful practical advices on how to deal with bullying, and I'll leave a link in the description below for you to check it out. Quite often, parents tend to go to school on parents' evenings or when something is wrong. Instead, make an effort to get to know your child's teachers and those who are in close contact with them. Volunteer at the school for things like fairs and dances or the school theater as a chaperone. These kinds of things aren't every day, though they will help you to get to know most of the school staff. If there's parents and teachers associations at the school, then join them and take an active role as much as you can. Like I said earlier, bullying isn't just in the real world. It also happens online. By downloading apps such as FamiSafe onto your child's phone, you can help combat online bullying and nip it in the bud. So if you go onto Wondershare FamiSafe website, you'll find guides, resources, or you can directly go into downloads. If you go into downloads, you can see that the app is currently offered for iOS on Apple App Store and also on Android on Google Play. Here you can also find specific instructions on how to actually download the app and how to install it into your mobile phone, whichever one you're using, whether it's Apple or Android phone. Alternatively, go into YouTube and visit Wondershare FamiSafe Parental Control, which is our official FamiSafe YouTube channel. If you click on that and go into playlists, you will find a variety of playlists that will also include instructional videos on how to do certain things. Now, if you're interested in installation and registration and how to connect, go into this Install, Register and Connect playlist. If you click on it, it'll come up with the list of videos. These are all instructional videos that will guide you on how to connect to FamiSafe, FamiSafe Junior, which would be installed on your child's phone. Essentially, what I would advise you to do is visit and subscribe to our official YouTube channel. Here you can find all the videos that you may ever need on any topics, whether it's instructional videos specifically related to FamiSafe or FamiSafe Junior apps, or any other controls and features that FamiSafe currently offers. So these are the top tips I recommend to other parents. It's easy to overlook some of them or to think that kids must surely already know them. And don't forget to go over them each school year, or better still, each school term, to make sure that they don't forget. After all, kids need many gentle reminders before they actually remember things automatically. And at that, I'd like to remind you guys out there watching that if you have enjoyed this video and it's been some help, then please consider giving us the all-important thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more parenting advice. While you are here, why not check out our top 5 back-to-school tips for parents? The link is in the description. And I'll see you next time. Bye!